Veteran Services Center production.
Welcome everybody to VSC TV. Today we have a great show for you. Today our special guest is Howard Neill. Howard Neill was there this weekend when we had the Adjutant General visit our Veteran Services Center to see what we were all about. And that tour was being led by our Foundation Chairman, Pete Seitz, and along with him was the Base Commander, Colonel Russell. And it was a very, exciting weekend. Of course, we had it all overshadowed with Whitney Houston going, and I'm sure you guys will be missing her voice like I am. But getting back to what we were hoping to see with this visit with the TAG, some positive evidence that what we've been doing for the last few years is really going to pay off. And so let's get back to Howard here. And hello, Howard.
Hi, Brad.
Howard, can you give us a general overview of what happened this weekend?
Certainly. Let me first start by giving you a little background on the Adjutant General. We refer to him as the TAG. Again, the Adjutant General. He was an appointment by Governor Brown. He is the commanding officer of the California National Guard. And give you a little history of his educational background. He is a graduate of Stanford University, has a degree in microbiology. He also has a master's degree from the University of Southern California in public administration. And he has other advanced degrees in military strategy and so forth. The impression I had of him was he was very genuine person, asked a myriad of questions, and they weren't cursory questions. Obviously, he was extremely well briefed in the operation of the Veteran Center, and so his questions were very pinpoint. To give you just a little picture of what the tour consisted of, the general brought a number of his staff with him, probably 8 or 10 of his senior officers and senior non-commissioned officers. And along with Pete, our base commander, Colonel Russell, Colonel Mayhew, and Captain Tom went through every space at the center, and the general was briefed on the operations that were conducted in those facilities, as well as some of the facilities on the outside. That kind of gives you a little picture of what happened as far as the tour is concerned.
Wonderful. I have a statement from Pete talking about the weekend, and let me read it. The meeting and the tour with the TAG was fantastic. He is definitely on board with the VSC and was impressed with what he saw there. The big screen was operating again with our great website videos, while Howard and Rich were outstanding representing the volunteer corps. You probably heard the saying about putting your best feet forward. Well, today, I think we had both feet forward, and they were better than best. Thanks again to the volunteer corps for the great job while being patient during our growing phase. That first stage has definitely been reached. Cheers. Pete Seitz, VSC Foundation Chairman. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up there, Howard.
Well, I think there's a little bit more I can tell you.
Sure.
General Baldwin entered the military as an enlisted man, so he has a perspective that goes over a continuum as both an enlisted person as well as an officer, general officer. His interest in our center, like I said before, it wasn't a quick dance through the building. He really was very analytical in the questions that he was asking. I'm tremendously optimistic that he has taken an interest in our facility. I heard him ask a lot of excellent questions. I think one of his main ideas is to how we can expand the employment services to veterans in our facility. A second thing he was asking about is the expansion of the facilities by bringing in some additional prefabricated buildings and working with the foundation and the military command at Joint Forces Los Alamitos. And he was getting concurrence that those two entities would be working together to bring that together. So, like I said before, I'm very optimistic about the future of our Veterans Center. And again, he conveyed his very sincere appreciation for the work that the volunteers are doing. And I anticipate that our services are going to expand, and there's going to be a need for some additional training on the part of our volunteers as we ramp up our level of service to the center. I also think that at some point in time in the very near future, the Veterans Center at Joint Forces Los Alamitos is going to be an exemplary center where people from around the country are going to come and see our operation. We've had a little bit of a flat spot in our overall development, but that's typical of all organizations as they go through growth. So volunteers, please be patient, keep working and keep doing what you're doing. And I think we're going to see a lot of great things.
Well, that sounds great, Howard, and especially about the additional outreach that's going to need to have some infrastructure to be expanded upon. And I know you haven't said the T word, but hopefully the technology part will be something that we can show other outfits that want to, follow our same path, that you just got to try it, do it, and then you'll get it. And I think that we saw that with our Skype time that we had our group together, and there's many more things that, in fact, what we're doing right now, that will hopefully be a common practice as long as we can show and that it's just easy to do. But like today, we had a few snafus. But I appreciate you coming on the show, Howard. Anything else that you'd like to let the volunteers know before we sign off?
Well, once again, I want to reiterate to all the volunteers, please stay patient. We have, I think, broken through to a new phase in our center, and just stay tuned. We're going to do big things.
Wonderful. Okay, well, everybody, thank you very much for joining Howard and I over the latest events at the center. And again, our hearts go out to Whitney Houston's family and that whole industry that has really been, if you've been watching the news, is really missing, this important person to any industry. And I think sometimes I correlate what importance that we're doing at the center, and I just want to make sure everyone is no missing people on our staff, please, because we need each and every one of you. So other than that, thank you very much, Howard, for signing on. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day.
Veteran Services Center Production.